G-Unit. That boy Domination, they're making rounds as well as Bang'em Smurf, if you know. They throw back G-Unit niggas way from before me, before G-Unit went stratosphere, blew up big. They some day unos. And Maserati Fox was my partner when he came through the G-Unit situation. I guess he was fresh out. And to me, initially, I thought he was a new Nia, but I quickly realized, nah, he know these cats from way back, and he one of them dudes. I got the opportunity to run around Queens with him. A couple of projects in the streets, Dumb Out Juice. I remember going to the original lady who made the Dumb Out Juice. Whew, it will make you dumb out. Every cheap wine you can imagine mixed with the sweetest Kool-Aid where you can't taste no liquor. It was a cold thing they had going on. Rest in peace, Maserati Fox. But this title on Camp Capone seemed like Domination was speaking toward a beef that took place between him and Mazarati, and it was over Rick Ross, of all people. So I thought it'd be interesting to check out. With no further ado, let's see what these cats have been up to.
Now, did you ever come across Maserati Fox?
I came across Fox. He and I had
like Winslow, Slow Bucks.
An altercation online. Like, he was saying my name around 2009 because, you know, Smurf, I'm not Smurf, Rick Ross and 50 was beefing. And he chose to be like 50's mouthpiece during that time, right? Initially, I really wasn't jacking the Ross situation. Me and Smurf had an actual back and forth, a heated argument about that situation, right? And it's not because I don't like Ross or nothing like that, but I'm like, I'm really in the hood, right? This shit is just like making problems surface that is dying down a little bit. Like, you stirring this back up and you not out here with us. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of upset me. And I'm telling Smurf that, like, I'm not meeting up with that. I'm not doing a song. I don't go. Like, he not my boss. Like, it was a lot of shit going on at that time, you know? And so after a while, an artist that we were signed to got up with, an artist that was signed to us actually got up with Rick Ross and did a song with him, right? And then I flew down to Atlanta in 2009 to Ross' house and whatnot. And he was a cool dude. Like, we chopped it up a little bit, but we basically did a DVD. I think it was on ForbesDVD.com that we told Ross, like, yo, you welcome to Queens. Like, you could be out here. It's nothing. Like, you good.
And shout out M-Rec and Doggy Diamonds. They get the shout out. That's historical. It's crazy.
And I think Maserati Fox took umbrage to that, and he started dissing me.
Shout out Damian Porter. I know he don't f with me. I don't give a f, but I know he didn't make up the word, but he made that word a common word for me to be hearing in my, and start utilizing it in my vernacular. Umbrage. And now I'm hearing it just dropped everywhere. That's crazy. Like, it's an everyday word, which to me it has not been up until I've been hearing Damian Porter say it.
Started making a few DVDs against me, like, and I was quiet at first. And then my OG, like, yo, what's up? Like, where we going with this? I'm like, what up? He like, yo, listen. So I diss Maserati back, you know? After that, I guess, you know, he went on the rampage. He started doing more DVDs. So we like, just, man, we gotta go check this. That's it, right? So it was the night of the Mayweather.
Mind you, check this nigga don't mean check this nigga. It mean check on him, check in, tap up, see what's up, and holla, like, in person. But he don't mean like I'm finna go checking. Maserati Fox is not no near somebody over there that's talking about I'm finna go check. They lingo slightly different. That's like if they say crab ass nigga. But nowadays, I haven't heard it as much because they have adapted game banging. So maybe it's worked its way out of their vernacular for the most part. However, it used to mean something totally different than when we say it. Well, I don't never say it, but if it's said out here.
And Oscar De La Hoya fight, right? and this dude named Joe is actually dude Bimmy brother. He had a phone store on Farmers Boulevard and like 112. So I knew Maserati and him was gonna be there because they was having a fight party there, and I know he kind of with Joe heavy. So actually, my OG Jock, shout out to Jock, the big lion. He like, yo, listen, we going through there. Like, all right, yeah, we going through there. So that night, he scooped me. We was in the S550 Benz. We pulled up. Jock walked in first. I walked in, and my other man walked in behind me. Jock, Fox was standing up against the wall on the left-hand side. As soon as he came in, we locked eyes. You know, I ain't want to back down. Joe saw what was going on. Joe was kind of the mediator because he didn't want the spot to get turned up. You know, the shit, it'd go left in a heartbeat because, you know, we ain't with the shits and these ain't with the shits neither. I'm not saying son was a slouch. So
that's crazy. He say ain't with the shits. We say is with the shits, trying to make the same point. Like, we with the shits, stay with the shits. He saying we ain't with the shits. They ain't with the shits, but he meaning ain't with the bullshit. This shit just go up for real. We both meaning the same thing.
We went downstairs in the basement. We popped the bottle of Moet. We had a grown man conversation, and we actually ended up squashing the situation, you know, because we don't know each other personally. But he know my OG, and my OG was like, "Yo, I with him. It's my man. Whatever the case may be." He had a gun. We had guns in there before we even came in there. I didn't have a gun personally on me, right? But there was people in there that had firearms, right? Actually, my man Jock actually begged one of my peoples to leave the situation alone because he still wanted to shoot Fox. He still wanted to shoot Fox that night. And I was like, nah, we just gave a man our word. Like, we don't move like that. We don't move like snakes at all. You know, we deaded the situation, let it be what it's gonna be. And that was it.
Now, you felt like Rick Ross was just trying to use you as a pawn because of his beef with 50?
Make a move, pawns all the way to Queens. Yeah, I felt like that. Hell yeah. Yeah, I felt like that.
Rick Ross bar, make a move, pawns all the way to Queens. Yeah, I bet you he took umbrage with that. I bet you that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not saying he a bad person, nothing like that. He was all right when I met him. He was cool, but at the end of the day, I ain't nobody pawn.
I knew it.
At all. I'm not disposable. I'm not expendable to nobody at all on the face of this earth.
Now, Smurf was trying to get you to sign with Ross. So Smurf had the connection with Ross.
Ross called Fredro, which is, you know, that's our man, Onyx, Fredro from Onyx. That's our man. Like, that's big bro right there, right? He the first.
Sticky, my man. Shout out Sticky by way of my boy Big S from Brooklyn. Shout out my partners.
Person that came and checked me when it came to this rap shit, right? He called Smurf, and Smurf called us. And I just wasn't jacking it at the time. Like, I had a lot of going on. I had an open gun case. I was already on probation for a gun. Like, I didn't want to stir up extra drama, and I got to be outside with a gun every day again.
Okay, so the beef was dying down then. It wasn't really
It was fake dying down. Like, we were staying out of each other's way. You get what I'm saying? But it kind of stirred it back up. And like, again, like I said, a lot of shit happened behind the scenes that I ain't gonna talk about on camera. And it was just stirring it back up.
Okay, you mentioned Fredo Starr. What happened between 50 and Fredo?
Oh, 50 was mad because Fredo Starr was with us. Like, he was the first person. He came to my block in a Bentley with my man Diamond D. And he was hollering at us. He was actually helping us out. He was very instrumental to my career. And 50 took umbrage to that. Anybody that with his ops or quote unquote ops, because I don't really feel like we should have been considered his ops because.
Oh, my mama. So imagine me in one particular scenario, not the only, taking umbrage with and establishing extreme static with Fat Joe and extremely disrespectful, and then watch them embrace. And I have never violated, disrespected, did nothing toward 50, but stay down and loyal, man. Not the industry will drive you crazy if you allow it. Things that don't make sense, I do not attempt to make sense of them. I accept that they don't make sense. Because if you try to make sense of it, figure it out, find fault, when you know, wait, hey, when it happened, you know how it happened. When that nigga bullshitted you, he bullshitted you. It is what it is. It's crazy, but he'll be kissing cousins, bosom buddies with someone who spent money, time, resources to disrespect them for years. It's crazy to me.
We from the same block. We brothers that just had a disagreement, or you had a disagreement with Smurf. You know what I'm saying? But he took umbrage to Fredro with us, and he tried to snuff Fredro, but he missed. Like, I seen Fredro the next day. He ain't had no cuts, no bruises, no nothing on him. So
I'm so cold. I'm such a fool. So loyal to a fault. The very worst decision I ever made in my career was to not accept a certain individual as my manager. He had a company similar to Violator called Sanctuary Management, and he approached me and wanted me to be a part of his firm. And I was hesitant because he represented not only Eve. That didn't cause the hesitation. I was just giving you an idea of some of the profiles of some of his clients, but also Fat Joe. So when I saw that he represented Fat Joe, I wanted to make sure I ran it by 50, get an idea of how that would go over. I was naive to the industry and how things actually operated. And the fact that I didn't jump right on the offer and take it. By the time I was interested in having a secondary meeting with him, he was no longer interested. His name is Troy Carter, very powerful, rich man. Shout out to Karan. Shout out to my cousin Low Key, who made the initial plug. But that was all to honor what he's just describing about 50 and loyalty. And in the end, didn't pay off. It's crazy.
So now Smurf is locked up. You're still trying to make moves. You know, what all do you have going on? I think I seen you had linked up with Chinks.
Oh, Chinks is my man. Like I said, I used to with Stack Bundles back in the days. Like, we was in a group together. But me and Chinks we was good peoples. Yeah. I linked up with a lot of people. Like, French was my guy. Like, we did the first Cocaine City DVD with him. I linked up with MOP. Unfortunately, I couldn't put the song out because it wasn't cleared by their manager, because they was in the works of doing a deal with G-Unit. My son Sibo and Yuck Mouth, I don't never want to forget them on my West Coast. Like, honestly, they the first.
That's hard. Shout out Sibo and Yuck Mouth. Yuck Mouth, just somebody I came across through and Sibo around the same time in my life. I think I worked with Yuck Mouth first. Shout out to Big Wino, 190. I was on a song with Yuck Mouth, J.O. Felony, Drace to the Gangster, and I think it was one other, Cam, West Coast Cam. And then, speaking of Cams, Cam Capone. That's crazy. Speaking of Cam, I'm talking about the West Coast Cam doing a reaction to a Cam Capone Domination video and get a Cam Capone call. If you want, as soon as I finish the reaction, I'm going to call you right back. Give me like 3 minutes. Show the camera your name. That's crazy. I'm going to call you right back. Your name is up on my screen right now. Domination, talking about Maserati Fox and all that. All right, bet. Yeah, but Cam was on the record, and then in that same period of time of my life at Wino Studio, again, I met Sibo. And Sibo, like, one of the first people that just, like, took what I was doing. The day he met me, made me go out of town with him, paid my rent and my group partner, and took us on the highway out of town experience that I'll never forget. Shout out to Bo, cuz we've been through a lot. Me and Yuck Mouth has been through a lot, but in the end, as men, we all consider ourselves as friends. I'm glad to hear him shout them out the same way I shout out his section. He got a connection to my overall. It's not quite my section, but it's Cali, West Coast. You feel me? You dig a lot.
People that flew us out to Cali, showed us love, like real genuine love, like Sibo and them. They had us in the Lamar Trost Hotel. I remember Sibo telling me, yo, this Pac favorite hotel. So that was big for me.
My mom, I remember one time my brother passed for like 100. It was like 97 bands. And one of the main things, the first thing he did is go to that same hotel. And it was so quaint and ducked off, you would not think it was so fly on the inside. But he wanted to get the exact room that he had heard Pac used to get. And he got that room. I was in there with him chilling, gang of bread. On my mama, dead homies went to the Fox Hill Mall. Police took the money the same day. I remember him debating, should he leave it in the safe in the room, and finally deciding not to. And that decision, he was just going to take like 10, 15 and go to the mall. He took the whole wop. He got nervous, like he don't trust the hotel employees in that safe. And ended up the police took it. Same day.
Like Sibo, the reason I first drove a Benz from Vegas to California, right? They had us out in Vegas 2004, right? We was there for New Year's and like that. They treated us very well. It was real like love and hospitality. We were actually gonna sign to West Coast Mafia Records, but we end up not doing that deal.
What's up, this cat?
That's deep because that's deep. I've been through a lot. Sibo took care of me very well the same way. When I left with him that night, I met him, my stay extended over a month. And then he went to jail for a year. Ike, T-Po were having his two managers, they was jockeying, beefing for who was going to be the manager moving forward. T-Po ended up winning that fight. However, they were at that time collecting information on each other. And I received a check from Ike that bounced in my mother's account of all places. And the way it was handled initially caused a lot of friction. But like I said, we got past that. And outside of that, Sibo has been a beautiful person in my life. I even connected him with Young Buck down the line, and he was finna sign to Cashville Records. Oh, my mama.
Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. You know, get you a couple $, man, you're gonna feel different.
Thank you, Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.